Diaz of Real Madrid is appealing for a handball against the Spanish-based defender in David Hamansenya, who was down on the turf.
Dwayne, I repeat, you don't play in Real Madrid unless you are world class.
Oh,
look at this.
Unbelievable.
Look at the ball control, eye on the ball at all times, but still aware. Always aware where the teammates are. He instigates. He's the catalyst to everything the Moroccans are doing till now.
Well, what you didn't see with that chest control was the fact that that ball had come from 40 meters away. So to control it like that is even more remarkable. Here's Zalzouli. Unai. Mazraoui. Ball out of play on the near side. Morocco maintained very much inside the Zambian final third before they lay it back towards Messina. Again, the diagonal ball. Just look at the control.
Top level.
I mean, it's one thing to have the tactical understanding to implement your coach's plans, but to have the technical ability to lay it down as remarkably as they do. When they are on form and everything's going for them, Morocco are impossible to beat. And I don't mean that lightly. I mean that they've gone 21 matches without suffering defeat. Almost 2 years at full international level. Out wide. Shibi again. Diaz wanted the return ball, but it's come to Noe, who somehow lets it go under his feet. Good recovery from Aguerd. Shibi again. Diaz with a run. Chance for the cutback into space, but cleared away by Chaiwa.
All balls to Diaz. All balls to Diaz.
I was just about to say, is everything going through Diaz right now, because the right flank has been overloaded. I mean, Zalzouli and Mazraoui are getting a few opportunities, but virtually everything is down the right flank. Messina brings it out to Mazraoui. Zalzouli. Challenged by Sakala. Chaiwa now forward. Daka. There's Lubamba Musonda. Under pressure from two. Dispossessed by Mazraoui. Saibari comes away with it. Referee happy to play the advantage. Swept laterally by Morocco. 4 shots to none inside the opening 4 minutes. 1 goal to none inside the opening 15.
Quite simple and straightforward what the Moroccans are doing. Quick passing of the ball to Diaz, he holds it, he attracts the opposition, and players run into space, and he just releases these players.
Hamansenya, chance to show off his abilities and capabilities in midfield. Patson Daka sitting a little bit deeper than he might usually be. And I expect part of that reason is that Zambia are struggling to find supply to feed the target man, so he's needing to come a little deeper if he's a chance of seeing the ball right now. And that's the dominance of Morocco imposing themselves on Zambia in the early minutes. But Zambia are not out of this.
Far from it.
Chipolo Polo have a history of producing the miraculous, as we've witnessed time and time again in Africa Cup of Nations tournaments.
I think nobody should write Zambia off now, because we did see what they did with Mali.
They built into their game, they found an equaliser late, and if they can avoid conceding, they're still in with a chance. Out of play, throw in, as Chaiwa will claim it. We'll leave it for Bando, who's got a remarkably long throw.
The problem they have in Zambia now is that they have to play very quick.
Yeah, the tempo of this game is very impressive.
Moroccan seems to they are taking a break now.
Launched forward by Sakala. Running onto it is Banda. That'll be a free kick to Morocco. Mazraoui bumped off the ball. I dare say Banda had more of an eye on Mazraoui than he did on the ball there.
the Zambians have to be very, very careful, because the way the Moroccans are playing now, this is also a tactic to like draw them out and try to go for the killer punch. Because by slightly moving backwards now, they have taken the Zambian block higher now, and you can see there's a lot of space behind the fullbacks now, and the central backs and the fullbacks.
Well, needing to risk a little more, perhaps. Simbono stands over this.
Zambians must risk, Dwayne. They must.
Well, it's an opportunity. Again, Musonda, a little break in behind Mazraoui, the Manchester United defender, with the recovery, and feeds the ball out on the near side. Musonda, who's very good with throw-ins himself, often plays as a left-back, is leaving it for Banda because it's opposite the 18-yard area, and Banda has a very long throw. He's had multiple assists from throw-ins for goals scored in Zambia. The 20-year-old Nkana, Devil's man. Will be fended away. Shibi with a recovery out towards Unai, but the ball is won back beautifully on the far side. Zambia with some pressure here, and it's a rare foray into Morocco's final third.
This is the moment. This is Zambia's moment. Now that when they get set pieces like this, they have to use them. You don't get too many, but now you're in the final third of your position, and you can now set up your movements and determine how you move as a team.
Lovely ball into a danger area. It'll be picked up. Offside flag goes up. And that'll be the end of the attacking pressure from Zambia for now. But the picture so far, Morocco unbeaten, 4 points from 2 matches. Zambia still seeking their first win, but very much alive following successive draws. This is the chance a moment ago that was nodded to safety. But what's also important is on match day 3 in the group stages, we've also got to keep an eye on the match played concurrent to this, and that is between Comoros and Mali, being played in Casablanca. Currently goalless through 20 minutes in that tie. But 1-0 here means Morocco will top the group. If they win, they top the group. It gets a little tricky if they don't win here. Zambia still have a chance of advancing from the group as well. Now, they're going to need a result, you suspect, given they only have 2 points from their opening 2 matches. Banda with a long throw to come. Very long indeed. Al-Kabi with a touch on that, goes down under a challenge, and free kick is awarded to Morocco. This time it's the debutant, Liteta.
A clear foul, but that's a little bit kind of like a tactical foul too, because he broke the counter-attack.
Al-Kabi, the man fouled, is also the man that separates the sides currently. His goal just before the 10-minute mark, seeing Morocco lead by 1-0. The Atlas Lions up against Chipolo Polo. The Copper Bullets, champions in 2012. And the Atlas Lions, last champions in 1976. Saibari, dangerous player. Regular goal scorer for his club side PSV, as they claimed the last 2 Eredivisie titles in Netherlands. And he had 28 goal involvements last season, 15 goals. Had a few chances at this tournament, all without success. Unai out wide. Shibi back towards Elenoui. Unai again to Shibi. Shibi will be relishing the chance to get going. The Pyramids man with Egypt, CAF Champions League winner, were Pyramids this last campaign. Lofted ball over the top by Massina. Chongo. Chaiwa will recover this. Under pressure from Ezel Zuli, though. He's overwhelmed by numbers. El-Kabi has a chance, looks to square it. Brahim Diaz now takes it wide, shoots just beyond the goalkeeper, but just beyond his back post as well.
Well struck, and this is what we said prior to the game that the Moroccans needed to do. That was to always, to put pressure on the opposition the moment they lose the ball in the final third of your position, and that's what they just did there. Doubled up, a strike that could have gone in. Was not wide out.
This is unenviable if you're Zambia, because the pressure on them right now is immense.
They are facing one of the best teams in Africa, arguably the best team in Africa at the moment.
Well, there's no lie in that. This Moroccan side has done the remarkable on numerous occasions. 21 matches without defeat, going back nearly 2 years, 19 successive wins before their 1-1 draw against Mali. Hadn't conceded in their last 10 matches before that. They're going to be difficult to break down. They're rampant goal scorers who concede very seldom. And they are playing a very tactically smart and technically proficient game. There's Ashraf Hakimi. Well, we've heard he's going to be involved today, but we're not sure. We weren't sure before the game whether or not it would be in a starting capacity or off the bench, but I think Regagi wants to introduce him as the game progresses. But much will depend, I suspect, Sunday, on how the next 40-odd minutes of game time go.
Well, I don't see, if he's not fully recovered, I don't see the rush to bring him in now. You could just win some, maybe just give him some few minutes, but that depends on what the result is after 60 minutes.
So a fourth meeting between these sides of the Africa Cup of Nations. Morocco have won 2 of their previous 3. The 1998 1-1 draw, the only time that Zambia seized a point off Morocco. But a point today might prove handy. Free kick to Morocco, taken quickly by Mazraoui. Illinois, Unai now. Back towards Aguerd. And Bono getting involved in play. I talk about Morocco not conceding for 10 successive games, but he didn't let a goal by him in 917 minutes.
Yeah.
As a goalkeeper, that's over 10 full matches. There's Azuli, looks to take on 2 and still comes away with possession. He's got outlets available, looks for the passing lane, eventually finds Unai before it's scrambled to safety by Liteta.
Credit must be given to the Zambians also. This is not an easy game for them. But notwithstanding, I think they're going to have to do more. They're going to have to dig deeper if they really want to get back into this game. They cannot afford to just wait for the Moroccans to make errors.
They need to find that belief that they've so often had, Zambia. And the stands are a sea of red and green. Morocco have already made the early statement in this game. Bono away, this time under pressure from Daka. Liteta, closed down by a retreating Saibari. Shibi there as well. Into midfield, that'll be free kick Morocco. Liteta says, I came away with possession.
Well, I think he took the man first.
El Ainoui, yeah, I think he took plenty of El Ainoui.
Oh, that's a clear foul. He took the man first before the ball.
There's Unai. Oh, that's a delightful ball, perfectly weighted. There's Azuli on the end of it, cut back space, chance there, and he's done it. Brahim Diaz becomes only the second Moroccan to score in all 3 group stage matches for Morocco. Not since 1976, when Ahmed Faras, who lifted the trophy that year with Morocco, did it. Has any Moroccan done it? Now the Atlas Lion himself, Brahim Diaz, can celebrate a second Morocco goal in this game, a 3rd of the tournament. And not just a box ticked, but a record equaled.
This is a typical example of what we say the quality of the pass is helped a lot by the quality of the run that was given. If we look at the run that was made on the left side of the attack for the Moroccans, exceptional. Good timing and precise movement. And the cutting, Jesus, this is beautiful. Well played.
Ahmed Faras.
Let's face it, nobody deserves to score this goal more than Diaz. He has been the most... What can I use to describe it that will make it magical? He's been enterprising is not enough.
He is the magic maker. He's
Thank
undoubtedly the
you.
magic maker.
It's more than enterprising what he's been doing.
Well, it's actually 1972, I beg your pardon. I'm losing my mind here. They won it in 76, but it was all three group matches in 1972 that Faraz scored. He remains Morocco's all-time leading goal scorer, though, Ahmed Faraz. And Cameroon 1972, they drew all their matches, and they didn't advance from the group stages, but they remained unbeaten. We're going to see a first caution of the game now.
Now, is that a pattern here? Is equaling that record telling us something?
Well,
are they going to repeat that feat again? A lot of the big nations in Africa will beg to disagree.
Oh, there's many storylines, like Nigeria beating Tanzania in their first game at an AFCON to, as they did in 1980 to win their first title. Maybe there's something in that, but we'll see how the stars align for the teams come the sharp end of this tournament.
Well, both nations will be hoping to meet on the 18th here.
So, no yellow waved away. Not for Sakala. Unai. Morocco actually had a really interesting start to their AFCON career because they didn't actually lose a match at the Africa Cup of Nations until their 12th game overall. It was also the first match in which they failed to score. It was a loss to Uganda in 1978. But before that, in Cameroon in 72, they drew all their group stage matches, didn't advance. Then they won the AFCON at their next appearance in 76 in Ethiopia, where they went undefeated. Faraz again top scored for Morocco.
Well, this edition is something they put in a lot. They really want to win this edition. And I think it kind of accounts a bit for the pressure they've been living under for ever since this tournament kicked off.
Well, we haven't seen a host nation win the Africa Cup of Nations since Egypt in 2006. Tunisia in 2004 had done it as well, the edition before. But I suppose you grew up watching the 1980 side that won on home soil, but what you achieved in 94 was to win Nigeria's first major international trophy not on Nigerian soil. How much did 1980 inspire you guys?
Well, in fact, the captain of the 1980 team was our assistant coach. So we got, and then we're talking of the legendary Christian Chukwu. So he gave us lots of tips, and we had a great team. We had a team hungry, wanting to set, to make a record, to make history.
Remarkable team. Went on to win the Africa Cup of Nations in '94. Stun the world with Olympic gold in Atlanta '96, and then to stun the world again in the World Cup. Am I going to mention your goal against Spain again? I still get goosebumps.
Well, anytime I think about it, also it makes me smile.
Remarkable goal to beat Spain. As there's Al-Zuli. Back inside, Brahim Diaz drifting to the near side. El-Ainaoui. The way Morocco use a diagonal ball is clever. It's not simply passing the ball laterally. It's to unlock or create an overlap.
It's intentionally done. Huh? What they do is they bring the opposition to one side of the pitch, intentionally, with short passing, and then changes. Like you can see it going on there now.
Unai feeding Shibi, getting Brahim Diaz involved. This time intercepted.
It's showtime. It's showtime.
Well, El-Ainaoui gets things going again. Back with Unai. Shibi looking to fly on the overlap. Brahim Diaz looks for a deep delivery. Matthews Banda flicks it to safety, the Nkana man. Kangwa looking to keep that in play.
Must be a nightmare for these boys playing against Diaz, because the man is as good with the right foot as he is with the left foot. So you never know what direction he's going to take. Look at this. This is beautiful.
Well, Namansenya, Spain-based as well, but he's currently with the Leganes side, who were disappointingly relegated from La Liga last campaign. He plays with the B team mostly, but has had some first-team exposure. Driven back here is Benson Sakala, very experienced defender. Saibari has possession, and challenge on Saibari means free kick to Morocco, deep near the corner flag.
This has been the key of this game. The Moroccans, they put pressure in the final third on the Zambians, but they double up every time. And it's been difficult for the Zambians to play, but they double up at the right time, coming from the blind side of the opposition. And that's what's been creating so much difficulty for the build-up for the Zambians.
Maya Fagerd among those making his way forward. And discussions between Brahim Diaz, Azzedine, Unai and Ezzalzouli. Left for Unai now. As they break, the Mexican wave begins to go all around the venue. So-called because it was popularized in Mexico at the 1986 World Cup, not because it was invented in Mexico.
All I can smell all around this stadium is a huge sigh of relief.
You can smell it, can you?
I smell it so much. It's not even a question of feeling it.
Well,
you're smelling it because it's...
Well, I could feel the anticipation weighing heavy on us as we walked into the venue as well. Well, they are delivering, it seems, Morocco. Alkabi with the early goal, his second of the tournament. Brahim Diaz with a goal just before the half-hour mark, his third of the tournament. And Morocco are flying. They've imposed themselves and they've taken their chances. Diaz over this, leaves it for Ezzalzouli. Crisp delivery, and it's worked away. It'll be out for the corner. Another set-piece chance, and there's just too many set pieces that Zambia are needing to defend now.
Yeah, because the pressure is too much.
Taken short, Ezzalzouli, Unai, Ezzalzouli charging forward, low and flat, deflected away. Second chance ball for Unai, and he's blasted it well wide. Not quite the fireworks that we've seen him produce in previous editions of AFCON, or indeed the last World Cup.
Well, the conditions are different, situations are different. And the playing style and the way Morocco is playing now is totally different.
And what we are witnessing and observing and feeling is the atmosphere again. To contrast this Sunday, going into the match against Mali, it started like this and it ended silent with a hush. This match started very, very mutely, but the atmosphere has been rising very steadily.
The expectations against Mali were high, but one must also give credit to the Malians.
Oh, yes.
Because they really played tactically and technically well.
But as things stand, Mali find themselves 0-0 against Comoros in a match played concurrent to this in the group. Morocco find themselves in a very handy position. If they claim victory here, they would secure top spot. They would stay in Rabat for their round of 16 tie at this venue. Mali would finish second in the group with a draw. Zambia and Comoros would then be on 2 points each if things remain the same. But there's still just under an hour of football to be played across the respective matches. Down goes Diaz, Liteta with a challenge, free kick Morocco.
That was a clear foul, but I think smart move also, because he was heading towards goal. But talking about the Comoros, don't write off Comoros. I think they're a very solid side.
They play with a lot of structure in this Comoros side. And they're certainly not out of it. Morocco can't keep this ball in play. Wide Shibi it was. Mohamed Shibi.
This game is not over.
It's not.
Far from it.
Now Unai with a lovely interception, flying forward of several Moroccan players. Ezzalzouli, square ball in behind everybody. It's met late, But disappointingly for Diaz, he can't find the net a second time in the game.
The attacking wave of the Moroccans is impressive. The moment the ball, look at it, it's just like a wave that's coming.
The other concern from a Zambian perspective here, Sunday, is that's gone through 3 defenders and no Zambian defender has actually touched that. And that is not the first time it's happened.
No, in fact, I think that's one of the goals came from that. So
Diaz's goal, Brahim Diaz.
So it's...
Roman Saiz and Hamza Igamen are injured for today's tie. The faces of the likes of Youssef En-Nesyri and Soufiane Rahimi on the bench. Perhaps they will make an impact from the substitutes bench as this game progresses. The endless depth in this Morocco squad means there will be no let-up for Zambia today. And Zambia have a bit of a mountain to climb here. It's not an Everest, but in African terms, this is a bit of a Kilimanjaro. As another free kick is conceded and a yellow card is issued.
Well, it's not too far from Kilimanjaro, because what the Moroccans have become in world football today, you're talking about the 4th best team in the world at the moment from the last World Cup. We're not just talking of a nobody here. Here's a clear foul here. Took the man first before he took the ball.
One of the hard men of the continent, multiple continental champion with the Lubumbashi Giants of the Democratic Republic of Congo in TP Mazembe, was Kabaso Chongo, spent 11 successful seasons there. Here's Zuli. Goes beyond Banda again. Cleared away. Mazraoui, central. Looks for timing and space. Chongo away. Looks to start a counter. Saibari has it back.
This is what is most impressive about the Moroccans. They go on the attack, but they don't allow the Zambians to counter-attack. That's been the key to this game so far.
Well, decent-looking interception for a moment, but Zambia have not been allowed to string any passes together.
Not at all.
The press just too intense from Morocco. Zuli again. Can't make his way beyond Banda on this occasion. Now, hand in the face. Zuli clutching his face.
I hope for the Zambian he doesn't have to check the VAR. Ooh, that was... Well, that doesn't look intentional to me.
No, it doesn't. From his positioning, from where his head was looking, he was clearly focused on the ball.
On the ball, yeah.
But you always get a sense of where the player is coming from. But I don't think there was any malice involved.
No, he didn't look like it. He looked more as if he was just trying to keep the position at bay.
Miguel Chaiwa with a few instructions for Matthews Banda. As we look back at this moment a short while ago, just before the half-hour mark, and Brahim Diaz did this.
Well, I call this the wave, and the wave coming. The first one comes, the second one coming. The first ones are the strikers, and the second wave coming, Diaz.
Well, between the qualifiers and the tournament, he's got 10 goals now, as Brahim Diaz. Of his 11 in total for the national team, it's only his 18th appearance.
Dwayne, believe me, you are looking at one of the best players, not only in Africa, but in the world today. The quality I've seen, his ball control, his discipline, intelligence of the game, the ability to change pace. And he's not the tallest, he's not the biggest player on the pitch anyway.
No, he's not. 7 goals in the qualifiers, 3 goals in the group stages of the tournament proper.
Morocco needed to change the style of play from the last World Cup, so they needed players like this. Yeah. And this is heaven sent. And when you look at the youth teams they have, becoming scary.
Return ball to Mwanza from Chanda. Chongo back out towards Chanda.
Well negotiated by the Zambians. Very well played.
Yeah, that's composure under pressure. It was a 3-on-2 situation for Morocco. Zambia came away with it without any scars. Forward now.
Now that's what they have to do more of. Under pressure, but still come out of it.
Looking for ways forward. Liteta back into position. That's as things stand. Morocco would top the group with 7 points. Mali would be second on 3, and Zambia and Comoros would have 2 points apiece. Here's Unai.
Mali got to pray it stays like this.
Sakala. Kangwa, very deep is Kangwa. He goes back to Chongo, who in turn goes back to Mwanza in goal.
They are actually trying to do something, but this is just a typical carbon copy of what we've seen a lot with Zambia. That's the difficulty going forward. And I think they will need to find a solution to that.
Ball forward. I think one of the things that Zambia might have been delighted with coming into this tie, though, was the fact that Hakim Ziyech was unavailable for the tournament, because I think he scored 5 goals against Zambia in recent times. As Brahim Diaz just shows off again. Flair and flamboyance from Brahim Diaz. Oh, he's a captivating, dazzling player. Elenoe Unai. Back to Messina, the tall defender, based in Italy.
The timed movements that the Moroccans are making is impressive.
Saibari wanting to get involved. Ball worked away. It'll be a throw into Morocco, deep inside Zambia territory. Mazraoui thinking about where to go. He's got the option of going to 3 or 4 players around him. It goes all the way back to Torino-based Messina. How do you feel about Torino, given you were a Juventus man?
Well,
we won't go there, will we?
No, we can, but they were never our favorites because they never liked us. Once you play for Juventus, they hated you.
A massive rivalry in the northern city of Torino with Turin. 45 minutes has come and gone, 3 minutes of additional time, and Morocco lead by 2. El Kaabi and Brahim Diaz with the strikes that separate the sides. Zaguer, not much for him to do today, the Marseille man. Not much for Bunu to do today at all.
I think he's touched 10 times more the ball with his feet than with his hands.
Yeah. Mazraoui forward to Saibari, who's drifted central. Now Elenoe, a little space.
Oh, beautiful,
lovely flick. Shibi back inside towards Brahim Diaz after Unai drifted out wide. Brahim Diaz, powerful at parried. Mwanza with a save to deny Brahim Diaz a second in this game.
He makes it look so easy. He makes it look so easy. That's what the great players are all about.
Another chance.
Offside. Offside, yeah.
Fended away, but the offside flag is raised.
The sign of a great player is when they play, it makes it look easy. They make it look easy, and then you think, okay, I can do it also.
Well, that was reflex from Willard Mwanza. Arm up, worked the ball away, but Brahim Diaz, he's just been relentless. So Brahim Diaz joining Riyad Mahrez on 3 goals as joint top scorers in the tournament so far. Early days yet, and Morocco will be wanting to go deep, as will Algeria, Nigeria and Egypt. Those were the first 3 teams to automatically qualify for the knockout stages as group winners. They all did it by match day 2.
Those 3 teams have been very impressive, especially Nigeria with the second game. where they really came out and they played some top football, and that was really nice to see. But at the same time, also the Egyptians also have been impressive.
Well, you talk about Brahim Diaz putting his hand up here, undoubtedly so, but Ademola Lookman is looking remarkable as well. Zambia,
Unbelievable.
with a decent break.
No.
I mean, if you're talking player of the tournament early on, there are a few players sticking their hands up, and Lookman has got to be right up there.
I think Lookman is going to, at the moment, is ahead, and I think Diaz also. These two players are ahead, way ahead the rest of the pack. And Osimhen is not been bad.
Well, he's got his goal now. Half time here, Zambia 0, Morocco 2. A quick thought on the 45 minutes, Sunday.
I think it's been well orchestrated, well executed, and the plan was good, but the execution was even better. And I think it's all been possible thanks to Diaz.
Good plan, excellently executed. El Kaabi and Brahim Diaz with the goals as Morocco lead 2-0 at half time. Well, Younes El Kaabi.
Another long day ahead, but nothing wakes you up like a message from home. Same jokes, same laughter, and you can
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do in the second half, because they need to change something. And one of the things I feel they need to change is that they have to get bodies forward when they have the ball. They try to go forward, but they have too few players committing to the attacking phase. Kind of like as if they're playing, if we lose the ball, we don't get countered. But if you keep calculating that way, you will not, you have to take some risks, calculated risks. But as it is now, they must go forward.
Well, Zambia have not been able to quite get their game plan working in today's tie, and that's simply because Morocco have not allowed them to do much at all. Morocco have taken nearly 3/4 of the possession in this game, and they've absolutely dominated the territorial advantage as well. They've been encamped inside the Zambian final third for large parts of this game. Morocco searching for that incision and cutting edge, and they've found it delightfully on a couple of occasions. Zambia have been unable to progress the ball beyond the halfway line on only a handful of occasions. They've managed to achieve that.
Well, Moroccans, they've done it well. That means they go in the attack and they don't let the opposition to counter attack them. And I think that's been the difference. Oh, sorry, Diaz.
Diaz has been the difference. Brahim Diaz. It's been utterly remarkable again today. Morocco have looked brilliant in possession. Their transitions have been ridiculously sharp. The passing game has been outstanding. And Unai, to give credit, Unai's passing game and his link-up play, in particular with Diaz and Ezalzouli, has been very impressive.
I've always loved the way this boy plays. Oh, sorry, I have to use the word boy. I'm old, man. But I've always loved the way this man plays, because when I saw him in Qatar also, at the World Cup, he was really good.
Well, Zambia are going to make a couple of changes at the start of the second half. Among those changes is going to be Lamek Banda. He's an attacking player who likes to get forward, the Lecce man. He's only scored 3 times internationally, Lamek Banda, in his 22 previous appearances, but he'll get a chance against Morocco in the second half today. So, we are going to see the first Zambian to feature in the Italian top flight make his way onto the park as he comes on for the debutant Liteta, who's off at half-time. The other change sees Kabaso Chongo, who was cautioned in the opening half, off, and he is replaced by the very young attacker from Zanaco, the 18-year-old Elia Mandanji. Second half is underway. Morocco in white lead by 2. Zambia in their traditional orange and black with much to do. Morocco inside that 18-yard area again. A brief touch from Diaz, but away goes Zambia, streaking forward, looking to work the ball up towards one of the danger players. Interesting that Moses Sichone has gone with the teenager Mandanji rather than the more experienced Kennedy Musonda, who was their leading scorer in qualifying Sundays. We'll get back to that in a moment. Ezalzouli dispossesses his opponent, cut back space straight down the centre. Unai gets a deflected shot in that Mwanza's able to pouch.
Yeah, but Sichone has no choice. They have to attack now. They have to put everything forward and take risks now.
Mwanza launching a long ball forward. Naya Faguer puts in the challenge, but the challenge is into the back of Patson Daka. He's down, and free kick Zambia.
But this is what I mean. You see now they're going into the attack, and they had a long strike, and they had only 3 players forward, having to face off against 5 Moroccan players forward.
Yeah, Patson Daka has been a lone soldier in the Moroccan half for parts of the game. He's had to drop into his own half at times. That's Benson Sakala, can't work the ball past 2. Saibani with a little interception, and Ezalzouli now with a run and the pass, offside though, and the flag goes up. Benson Sakala, watchful and patient. Saibani just straying.
Offside, but not that much, not that much.
Matthews Banda, still only 20. He has never been on the winning side for Zambia in an international match, but he's a very promising young player who is set to achieve much. Good height, good physicality, good from set pieces, excellent long throws.
They are forced to always play backwards because they don't have options forward to play. So the options they have are the ones that the Moroccans are giving them, which are sideways to play. Like you can see there now. The moment they go forward, they get attacked and they must go sideways. And you're not progressing in this way, and the opposition have always the ball in front of them, so it's difficult for you to hurt them.
So Zambia have effectively gone into a back three at the moment, with both Matthews Banda and David Hamansenya pushing forward down the flanks, and Miguel Chaiwa dropping into a central defensive role in between the two central defenders, Chanda and Sakala.
But look at the Moroccans. All the passing lines are cut off for the Zambians.
A little bit of space opening up for Zambia. Lamek Banda runs onto it, controls past his man, gets past Shibi, cut back inside. Zambia with a shot inside the 18-yard area, and it's pulled disappointingly from Dhaka.
If you look at this action now, they sent in 6 players forward, and that's made the difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there are 2 of them that are off the screen. You can see that is what they need to do as much as possible. Send in more players forward, but when you lose the ball, you can come back. But when you have the ball, go forward, take the risk. They have gone past the stage of waiting for the Moroccans to make the mistake. They have to force them to make the mistake.
It's a little bit of all or nothing now for Zambia.
Exactly.
How will they change their game plan for the second half? They look to put 4 at the back when they're defending, but they got 3 at the back when they are in possession. Speaking of in possession, for a moment Banda thought he had it. Just a note, there are numerous players in the squad with the surname Banda and with the surname Sakala. They're not related, both very popular names in the eastern part of Zambia.
That's a clear foul.
Clear foul indeed. So another set piece for Morocco in a handy position, and they've really tested Zambia from set pieces in this game.
The Moroccans have to be careful also, because should the Zambians score a goal, that could change the physiognomy of this game.
Referee Issa C just wants to have a word with a few of the players. Maybe a little bit of jostling for position going on that he didn't like the look of. Brahim Diaz and Abdesamad Ezalzouli stand over it. Both Spain-based. Ezalzouli with Real Betis. Lovely ball over the top, and it's there again! Absolutely glorious!
What a goal. Unfortunately, it's an offside.
Oh my
offside.
word,
What
the
a
flag
goal.
raised.
What a goal. This will have been perfect for
Ayub El-Kabi. It will be checked. Oh, and he might be onside here. This might count.
He might be,
the flag has gone up, but we will go upstairs to check this.
It might be onside, huh?
Well, Ayub El-Kabi, disappointed. to leave school as a teenager, started to work as a carpenter, took up a trade so that he could support his family.
Rich's story.
Well, there's certainly an element of sentiment about it.
Yeah.
He is a family man. He's helped guide his brother as well to go on to international success himself. But I mean, he's a two-time Chan winner, where he was player of the tournament, top scorer as well, record scorer in the tournament. He was top scorer in the UEFA Conference League a few years ago with Olympiacos. It was 11 goals in only a handful of matches. He was Europa League scorer last season. He got 7 goals in 8 games.
But believe me, Dwayne, all these achievements is nothing compared to what you do for your country. And that is why this is special. This is beautiful.
It is special.
This is special. And it was as if it was as if it was planned. It was as if it was kind of, nothing beats performing for your country and doing it on home soil. There's nothing better.
Perfection. Soak it in. Al-Kabi doing the delightful. Maybe an opportunity that needed to be worked a little more firmly by Hamad Senya. Mandanji was chasing, Daka had gone central, but he opted to go the way of the teenage winger.
I know it's not easy, but the Zambians have to try to go home with some positives in this game. And that means they have to just try and give the best now and try to get something out of this. Scoring a goal would be nice.
Oh, turnover, a 4-on-3 situation building up. Unai needing to release, perfectly passed again. A loose ball, Saibari couldn't pick up on it. Chaiwa will come away with it. Relentless now, Ezazuli with an opportunity, parried to safety and swept away. It'll be a corner to Morocco.
Beautiful movements, beautiful run. I think this ball was a little behind him a bit. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just ran out of steam.
No, the ball was not played in front of him. That made it difficult for him to control it and take it on. But he made a beautiful run.
Well, again, Ezazuli and Unai looking to link up.
They've tried to put up a good fight, the Zambians, I must say. But I think the quality, the opposition has just been better. Oh,
it's Matthews Bando. Why he's down?
That hurts. Believe me, the twist of the ankle, that hurts.
Yeah, and it's not one of those where you've been kicked directly by the opponent, and the reverberations in the ball when two boots meet at the same time can be significant.
That hurts because the only thing that could save you from serious injury and pain there is good bandaging.
So Matthews Banda is back on his feet, but he's trudged off behind the goal line. Play will get back underway from a corner to Morocco.
That's highly unfortunate because the importance that Africans that give to the AFCON, you don't want to miss any minute of it.
Got back into a little danger area, lifted in. Decent looking ball, but in behind a player who's offside.
Offside, clearly, yeah.
It looked to be Naya Fagerd.
Well, an offside against you when you're leading 3-0, you accept it easier than when you're losing. So, yeah, so many players are offside. Well, the manager, Regragui, could be very proud of the changes he's made out today because it's worked out perfect to plan. The fact that he refused to play defensive midfielder made his team very, very offensive.
Brahim Diaz is now getting away. Chaiwa on him tenaciously, but Brahim Diaz shows his technical quality again. Space out wide. And this one, though, a slight miscue. Zazuli was operating in space down the left flank.
What a player.
Zambia have a fairly lucky escape.
The twists and turns, he practically sent the opposition.
Do you just have those days where you establish your rhythm in the earliest minutes and it just doesn't stop for you?
There are certain days you just feel like you can do no wrong. That's what's so beautiful about this game. Although certain players like Lionel Messi, Maradona, Pelé, Ronaldo, those ones, they get it often. That's what makes them.
Yeah, that's what makes them stand out. Is
those ones get. It happens to them like almost every game.
You never played against Pelé, but you played against Maradona.
Yeah. But I met Pelé sometimes, some few times. You know, lovely human being.
But I can only imagine what it would have been like to play against Maradona. I mean, his close ball control must have been something else.
Believe me, I went to bed early. I went to bed early, and the first 15 minutes I really had to work out, and then eventually I got it. His first ball control was out of this world.
Lovely run here. Saibari swept in behind the defence. Brahim Diaz cut back. Zambia this time have numbers in defence, managed to cut this out. Chanda takes it forward. Kangwa's sitting deep. He's not been allowed to show his creative best in today's game, Kings Kangwa. I mean, and that's where his danger lies, and he's not been allowed to show his creativity and brilliance in possession.
But Dwayne, to show your creativity, you need the ball. When you're deprived of the ball, you can't show it while walking or running backwards.
Well, we've had 16 shots in this game. 14 of them have come from this Moroccan side, who have found the goal 3 times. El-Kabi with a brace and Brahim Diaz with a goal in between the El-Kabi strikes. I can tell you, Zambia are going to make another change, and Joseph Sabobo Banda is going to make his way on, while Morocco have got Elias Ben Saghir waiting to make his way on. And you'll never guess what he did on his competitive Morocco debut.
Listen to this, get ready for this, get ready for this.
Oh, because Achraf Hakimi is putting the jersey on, we can tell you.
I can assure you this is one player that is loved extremely.
Oh, he is absolutely adored. He's the best player on the continent right now. So Zambia make a change. The right back Matthews Banda is off and Joseph Sabobo Banda is on. Saibari is among the Moroccan players who will make way. Brahim Diaz is done for the evening as well. Elias Ben Saghir, who had a remarkable competitive debut against Zambia in June last year. He made an instant connection with the fans by scoring the winner in a 2-1 victory. Brahim Diaz does not look chuffed. When you're playing with that kind of flair, your coach might want to put you in cotton wool and make sure that you're fine for the knockout stages, but you might want to continue your rampant ways.
Believe me, he doesn't want to go out because this game is not going his way. I think he must be thinking now, I can still score more goals in this game, which is understandable. But the manager knows best.
Massive cheers for the talismanic presence of Achraf Hakimi. The Paris Saint-Germain man, explosive attacking fullback, collects the captain's armband from Bounou. A man with pace, timing, is a constant goal threat. He's a game changer and arguably Morocco's most dynamic player.
Is he a right back?
he's just a phenom.
He's everywhere.
Born in Madrid, raised at Real Madrid's academy, La Fabrica. He has become an iconic presence for a Moroccan side, and he was the poster boy for their run to the semi-finals in the World Cup. And he's just continued to deliver. 3 trophies and another final with Paris Saint-Germain last year, including the UEFA Champions League crown for the first time for the Parisian capital club.
And he scored the first goal.
And he scored the first goal in that mammoth 5-0 win over Inter Milan. The biggest winning margin in European Championship finals.
Yeah, imagine a right back scoring the first goal and it's a tap-in, like a number 9.
Here's Ilyas Ahomash. Ahomash sprawled. Referee says nothing wrong. Advantage played. Unai leaves it for Hakimi. Felled. Free kick. Morocco in a very handy position. Oh, Ashraf Hakimi has only just returned from an ankle injury. And Haman Senya with contact here.
Believe me, a whole nation just held their breath there when Hakimi went down.
Well, that's the thing. He's the kind of player that'll go down 3 times but get up 17. That's who he is. It's inherently who he is.
And a very humble guy.
Very
humble guy.
Continues to praise his parents and dedicates his achievements to his parents. His mother Saida, who used to clean houses. His father Hassan, who sold goods on the street as a vendor, had to travel incredibly long distances to take him to training. He's never forgotten his roots. And that's what's made him so popular.
I went to several cities of Morocco with the family during this summer, and there was no part of any city that Hakimi was not.
No, he's on every billboard, isn't he?
He's on every billboard. You get to see him there.
Brahim Diaz and Bounou are on a few billboards here and there, but Hakimi is on everyone.
I think this country they've never seen a bigger star. The way the people have taken him.
Chance from the set piece. Aguerd will strike it, but he strikes it well high and wide. Hakimi, though, was asking for that short ball as he flashed past the Zambian wall. Well, Zambia, they have had frustration growing in this game. Morocco have had belief growing. They will enter the knockout stages with some momentum. The game not concluded yet, but they look assured that they are going to finish top of the group. It would require a combination of results, including Mali to claim victory over Comoros and Morocco to concede at least 4 for them to not top this group, and you just don't sense that happening with a little over 20 minutes to play.
It will require a tsunami of disasters to happen.
Lovely ball into a danger area. Elenoe. I'm not going to say it hasn't happened before, because I think Angola-Mali in 2010 was the game that stands out. Angola were leading 4-0 with 12 minutes to play, and Mali
ended 4-4.
Ended 4-4. Mali scored 4 times in the last dozen minutes.
I remember this game because I stopped watching.
I can imagine a few disappointed Mali fans that might have left the stadium and and then missed the greatest finish.
I stopped watching only to come back the next day and see 4-4. I thought they made a misprint on the.
Well, just to confirm, as things stand, Morocco would finish top of the group with 7 points. But importantly, what that would mean for their knockout stages is they would stay at their home venue. Ahomash gets away from Chanda. It's a little recovery, and Wanza quickly off his line as El-Kabi was lurking, looking to become only the second Moroccan to score a hat-trick in the Africa Cup of Nations.
I must say, for the Moroccans, continuing to play in this magnificent stadium is also a motivation.
Well, that's it. A familiar home base is certainly something, but Sunday, 20-odd minutes to play here. We have seen a masterclass in many aspects of play from this Morocco side today.
Yeah.
Zambia have genuinely been up against it. But how important is results versus performance when you get to the knockout stages?
I think, as for a team, this game is not only important that they get the result, but the way they get it is important, because then it kind of like reinforces your belief in yourself, and for the manager it's perfect because it gives the players now renewed belief in your philosophy.
Yes.
And then you can now maneuver the team a little bit more, and it's easier for them now to accept when you come up with a strategy, because coming up and telling them that, look, coming up and telling your players like, okay, Amrabat is not going to start this game, must have thrown a lot of questions. Central defensive midfielder, we're going to play with that one. And when you see the result and the way they've been able to manage this game, it's encouraging.
But it's the mastery of the small aspects of the game. Every duel carries authority.
Yeah, every little, they've been just picking up little bits, left and right, left and right, left and right.
What this means as well, though, is because Zambia have conceded a third goal, Comoros, if they manage to hold on to the draw, would finish third in the group. And there would still be an outside chance of finishing as one of the teams that could qualify as the best third-place team for the knockout stages.
With 2 points.
It would be a long shot, but it would keep them in the race.
Yeah, it's this is football, my man. Everything can happen here.
Morocco have had all the shots on target in the game.
Hey, what are we saying? This is what happened to Côte d'Ivoire the last.
We're not going to talk about Emilio Nsue and his remarkable hat-trick and that 4-0 win for Equatorial Guinea and the dejection that the hosts suffered, only to sneak in.
Thanks to Morocco.
Thanks to Morocco and a late goal. And what you end up seeing is a side that went from, literally, we were in the country, they went from 0 to hero in the country in a matter of weeks. It was remarkable. Zambia looked for something back in this tie, but the free kick sounds as it looks like a collision. Let's see Naguer down, clutching his face.
This is why there is no tournament like the AFCON. We've had so much stories, and the fact that we're a passionate race, we'll never forget them.
The moments in this tournament that live long in the memory. And these are players looking to create their own moments that would live long in the memory.
History, you have to make history with your national team.
Shamsdin Talbi is only 20 years old, England-based. Only twice has he been capped for his national team. Here's an opportunity for Shamsdin Talbi to impress off the bench, perhaps. Looks like Youssoufine Nesri is the other player looking to come on. And El Kaabi might not get a chance to find a third goal in the game and join Soufiane Aloudi as a Moroccan player to score a hat-trick at this AFCON, at least not for now. That was against Namibia in 2008. Just going to throw in the legendary Benny McCarthy's name. Quickest ever hat-trick at an Africa Cup of Nations. It scored 4 in 21 minutes against Namibia in '98.
And that made Benny a legend, South African legend.
His continued success has made him a legend, but it certainly shot him to prominence. He became the prodigy that everybody started looking at. They looked up and took note. He went on to win the UEFA Champions League as he inspired Porto with the likes of Jorge Costa and Deco under Jose Mourinho.
And I was blessed to have won the double with him in the Netherlands, so I know what this boy is.
You know all about him in his time at Ajax.
I don't know all about him as much as you do, because he's your countryman.
Ayoub El Kaabi scored 2 stunners, a glorious header, and then an utterly dazzling acrobatic bicycle kick. A brace in the game, but his day is done. Joint leading scorer in the tournament now. He's off. And an opportunity for Youssoufine Nesri to make his way on. He's aiming to score at a 4th Africa Cup of Nations. Elias Ben Saghir scored the winner in his competitive debut against Zambia for Morocco just last year. Here he is, bursting through the centre. Chanda steering the ball away. Oh, it's come off Chaiwa. Out for the corner.
You kind of feel for the Zambians because it's not been easy for them, really. Because the pressure they've had to live with this game has not been easy.
Delivery again towards the back post. Well, Morocco had numbers lining up. On this occasion, though, El Ainoui had got himself into a really handy position. And as Ben Zahir is leaving this, there's En-Nesyri. It's going to go harmlessly out. It's still a corner, 15 minutes to play. En-Nesyri battling hard against the defence, but final touch of Elia Mandanji. Made his debut against Angola last month. The 18-year-old. Taken short, Ahomash, Ben Zahir. Hakimi with a little ball back inside. Ben Zahir quickly across to Shibi on the far side. Started the game at right back and now playing in his more familiar left back role. Free kick Morocco. One to take quickly, but the referee has asked Unai to wait for the whistle. Just wants to check on the fallen player Ilyas Ahomash, VAR man.
That was a clear foul, no?
Clear. Another one of the Paris 2024 Olympic bronze medalists, Ahomash, under Hakimi, who captained the side as one of the 3 overage players for Morocco. And I mean, they didn't just fumble their way towards the podium. They were dominant in their displays. They beat Argentina. They beat USA, a very good USA team, 4-0. They beat Egypt 6-0 in the third-place playoff. Hakimi. This one floats over.
One thing about Hakimi that could be interesting to note is that Hakimi went 2 seasons without taking a break. He played 1 season, finished it, went to the Olympics, came back, played the league, won the Champions League, continued with the World Club Cup, and everything. The man did not get any holidays.
No, 60-odd games last season for him.
And when the injury came, it was not a muscular tear. It needed somebody to kick him out.
Habansenya. I'd love to see more of this player in the future. Debut against South Africa last month. Sakala seeking out wide. Sonda. Zambia being forced back here. And it doesn't matter where they're in possession on the pitch. Morocco are relentless in their pressure. 3 goals for the home team as one's out of his area. Sidesteps a little attention from En-Nesyri. Now with Fenerbahce in the Turkish Super League. Nice to see. Waiting for the changes to come for Zambia.
Quality referee, you know. And what has really been superb.
So a couple of changes to come here. Wilson Chisala is going to make his way on. Kings Kangwa is coming off. The other change is to see Patson Daka come off, and this is that's a little bit of a strange one. That's not one that I can fathom quite. Yes, he's bringing on a talented 17-year-old in Gibbon Kalusa, but Daka's still got to be your target man if you understand any chance of drawing something from this game, unless there is an injury we don't know about. I'm not going to question a coach who works with the players day in and day out, but on the face of it, that's a tough change.
Kind of got a feeling they're looking at the future, no?
They need to be.
Just get some experience, show some psychological. It helps psychologically to know I participated at least. I played some minutes.
Well, Wilson Chisala is very much a settled player now, and Dola born from Zanaco, but he's really settled into the national team environment well. Very tall, scores some critical goals for Zanaco as well. Bit of a bump and a push and a shove. And whistle has sounded though, and Mandanji's not going to get a chance to fire that goal bound. And he's gone shoulder to shoulder with Akhmash here.
Yeah, but the spirit of the game has been really spectacular. Fair play. Players have always, even the Zambians, they've just played their part in this game. They've done their best, and even the fact that they're losing, they've not gone negative. They've tried to construct as much as they can.
10 minutes to play. Zambia looking for some consolation. Morocco seeking the victory that will secure them top spot and a place in the knockout stages as the winners of Group A, where they'll face the third place finisher in either Group C, Group D or Group E here on the 4th of January. Hakimi. Problems, and Nesiri's on the end of it here. And Nesiri, players lining up. Hakimi! Oh, agonizingly close, kept alive though. Wonderful save from Mwanza. Talbi pulls it back. Shibi, Talbi.
Great goalkeeping, great goalkeeping.
Oh, that was in for all money. Here's a chance, and Hakimi again with the opportunity. And Mwanza manages to pluck the bouncing ball. But this was in Nesiri at his best. But what a chance, and what a save, as you say.
What a save. This is, look at the extension, total extension, reflex. And there was also a deviation, which made it more difficult for him.
Oh,
great goalkeeping.
Frame that shot when you get it at home, Willard Mwanza. Hakimi was celebrating that. It was behind the goalkeeper.
He was already celebrating.
He sees the funny side. He's just seen it on the big screen. And he sees the funny side of that. Willard Mwanza take a bow, and just showing some of the excellence that he's seen him overtake the long-time national goalkeeper Lawrence Mulenga as the #1 at Power Dynamos. Lawrence Mulenga is in this squad. Francis Mwanza of Zanaco, the other goalkeeper. There's El Kabi.
Well, you can be rest assured that this save that he just made there.
Oh, that's... If you take nothing else from the game, he denied Hakimi in Morocco at the Africa Cup of Nations.
No, he denied the best player in Africa.
The best player in Africa, that's it. On the men's player of the award only days ago, Ashraf Hakimi. Gislan Shabak, the Morocco women's captain, won the Women's Player of the Year award. We've spoken about the many successes of Moroccan football and the Olympic team becoming the most recent African team to medal at the Olympic Games with that bronze in Paris, and the 2022 FIFA World Cup heroics and the WAFCON successes for Morocco. The home-based team winning the FIFA Arab Cup and the African Nations Championship titles as well.
Dwayne, stop.
I'll stop before I get to the club action.
Stop, because you make...
or the beach action, or the futsal action.
Stop.
I mean, just to put it into perspective, a Moroccan club has made 7 of the last 8 CAF Confederation Cup finals, and they've won 5 titles.
Unbelievable.
Between Raja's 2 and Barkhan's 3. Barkhan, the reigning champions. Yeah, the depth is just significant.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Near side.
And it's impressive how you've collected all this. We should praise you for this hard work.
And not to mention the quality of the officiating. Jalal Jayed is one of the best on the continent. Bushra Karboubi, women's referee, who's become one of the only female referees to officiate the men's games on the continent.
What I find exceptional is the fact that it did not just happen by chance, happened by a concerted effort.
Yes.
All planned up, and it all started way back as 2001. 24 years.
So Zambia needing to play with a little more urgency now if they are to claim some consolation. Morocco playing incredible flowing football. There's no fatigue. There's no emotional swing. Maybe some crowd influence. But this is where belief and bravery have come to fruition, when a plan has been perfectly executed and Zambia have had very little opportunity to provide any answer. This is who they're playing for. Those clad in red and green. It's a sea of red and green, not only in the stadium, not only in Rabat, throughout this North African country. Seeing it through in front of their home people is what Morocco aims to achieve. Chisala looking to provide some spark for Zambia in the closing 5 minutes of this tie. Lovely ball, far side.
The combativity of the Moroccans, even just some few minutes to the end of the game, is impressive. Look at this.
One's up. Yep.
The Zambians could be proud of what they've put up here today. They've not been ridiculed. They've come up against a better team, but they've not been ridiculed at all. They've played their game. They've done their best.
They have, and this will be 13 matches without a win at the Africa Cup of Nations. I mean, their last victory, out-and-out victory at an Africa Cup of Nations, was their semi-final win over Ghana in 2012. They won the title on penalties against Cote d'Ivoire after a draw in the final. But since then, they've gone winless. The longest ever winless stretch by a former champion at an AFCON.
Yeah. But that was a particular special period for them. I think they had then as the president the great
Kalu.
I'm trying to give him that. We call him the Kalu, the K. That was the time that Kalusha was the president back then, and a legendary player, legendary personality.
Well, it was an emotional wave as well. Given the tragedy that occurred off the coast of Gabon, to return to Gabon and win the title in Gabon with the Zambian side. It was like it was written in the stars, and the sense of belief in that squad and confidence, aside from the talent, nobody else was going to win it.
No, and that's why I was trying to talk about Kalu, because in the sense that he, just out of faith, was one of the only survivors from that era. And to be able to be the president that brought them to win it, impressive.
Long ball, long throw, corner kick. Zambia with a set piece. Maybe a chance to earn something back here. Comoros and Mali are still 0-0 in their match. Morocco lead Zambia by 3-0 here, and that would mean Morocco would top the group by 4 points, and Mali would finish as runners-up. Comoros would finish third on 2 points. Unai steering it away. Musonda with a little recovery. Chisala, Chanda, under pressure from Ahomash, and you might not have been able to see the reaction of Ahomash there, as the CAF president and Royal Moroccan Football Federation president watch on. Mr. Patrice Motsepe has been watching so much football at this tournament. He's been travelling between the venues. On certain days he's actually taken in all 4 matches that have been played, which is quite the achievement. He was at the South Africa victory over Zimbabwe earlier today. 3-2 victory.
Respect, huh?
So South Africa finished second in Group B. Egypt won the group. So Egypt will take on a third-place finisher in Agadir in their round of 16 tie. South Africa will face either Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon or Mozambique in their round of 16 tie. Ball out wide, space for Morocco again, lovely pass. Ahomash breaks inside the 18-yard area. Ahomash stays on his feet, Senya going off his feet and trying to make a challenge. Shibi with a return ball, and Nesiri so close, still alive. Hakimi tries, but the offside flag is raised. The intent in the 90th minute, Sunday Olise, is the same as it was in the first minute. How often do you see this?
That's rare to see, but that says a lot about the ambitions of this team. And they're trying, I think they kind of like, I think they want to make up for something. Probably the draw against Mali, I think.
Well, they needed a little momentum shift after the draw against Mali. As we hit the 90-minute mark, 5 minutes of additional time, says Tanguy Mbian, the Gabonese fourth official for today's match. A little shy of 63,000 that have gathered in this venue to enjoy this Group A action. Zambia and Morocco, two former champions. And Morocco maybe, just maybe, signalling that they are among those aiming to be champions-elect in 2025, 2026.
Lovely atmosphere.
Chisala couldn't whip it inside. Messina across to close him down. Zambia look for the throw, taken quickly now. Joseph Sabobo Banda. Whipped in, too heavy. Hakimi underneath it. Doesn't clear convincingly, and it allows Zambia possession. Chaiwa, Hamansenya.
Oh, Zambia enjoying probably some of their best moments of the game.
Lamek Banda. There are outlets, there are passing lanes, there's a little space here. Lovely effort at the near post, but left by Bunu, who knew exactly where his upright was, and it's no good for Kevin Kalusa. The 17-year-old.
Well struck. Deceptive strike, because the goalkeeper might think he's looking for the far side of the goal.
Well, they call him Özil in Zambia after the 2014 World Cup winner with Germany, Mesut Özil. He was with Arsenal and Real Madrid amongst his star clubs over the years. And a very technical player with wonderful vision, Kalusa.
Yeah.
At 17, you can already see sparks of brilliance.
Yeah, you can see the touch. Each time he takes the ball is always quality touch. The first touch is important. Look at the Moroccans still pressing at the
Well, I was going to say, listen to the Moroccan fans. As you say, look at the Moroccans, and maybe those are linked. The noise from the crowd and the performance from the players. A little tug off the ball, and that might be a caution.
That should be a yellow card.
Yeah,
okay.
We are going to see. Unai collects the caution as he tugged Joseph Sabobo Banda off the ball. Recently scored his first goal in international football against South Africa last month. Unai cautioned as Joseph Sabobo Banda threatened to break through. Lamek Banda. Touchback, Lamek Banda! Well, the interplay was far more promising, but ultimately no reward for Zambia here. The return ball from Given Kalusa and Lamek Banda.
Oh, but the change of pace was really good. Ooh, the tempo. Drop it and move.
But that's the quality that Zambia possess. Brahim Diaz breaks a smile. Walid Dirgagi serious as ever. Man that led Wydad to its third CAF Champions League title after beating the defending champions Al Ahly in the 2022 final. Another man whose star has risen significantly, and Mwanza called into action here as Nesiri charges down. Well,
isn't he going to go down as arguably the best manager Morocco has ever had?
Oh, I think so. This is 22 matches without defeat now. Effectively 2 years. And many of those have been competitive matches, qualifiers and tournament finals.
And let's not forget, he managed this team to be the first team to be fourth to get to the semi-finals of the World Cup from Africa.
Incredible. Ball away, Chaiwa squeezes it out towards the far side. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that you might feel is silly, but I'm asking it deliberately. If it ends 3-0, is it a fair result based on the balance of play?
Well, there's nothing silly about that. I think it's even a very, very interesting question because, like we said earlier, the Zambians were not humiliated, so it's not as if they were dominated to the point of, being beaten more than this. And I think they played based on the quality that they have, because you can't give what you don't have. We've spoken about you've tabled all the great, preparations, the successes the Moroccans have had. It's not been easy.
That is the end of this tie after the goalless draw between Comoros and Mali. I can confirm that Zambia are out and that Morocco top Group A. They have beaten Zambia with an imperious performance. They have dazzled, they have delighted, and they have dictated terms from start to finish. Ayoub El Kabi with 2 special goals, one a glorious header, and his second an absolutely scintillating overhead kick. Squeezed in between, though, a goal from Brahim Diaz, who also, like El Kabi, has 3 goals in this tournament. Final score, Zambia 0, Morocco 3. Sando Elise, break it down.
Well, I think this game was very, very clear what the Moroccans needed. They needed a win. And it was clear from the moment we saw the lineup that we knew that they came out to play offensive football, aggressive football. But the way they animated it was the key point here. That was they go into attack by short passes and always attracting the opponent to their left side of the pitch, trying to create space for the magician Diaz on the right side, and then finding him as quick as possible, and then he did the rest. But what was most interesting here is the fact that they did not only attack, they stopped the Zambians from counter-attacking. I think that was the key.
Well, Zambia, they were under pressure throughout this game. They weren't allowed to play their natural game. Waiting for the official announcement for the Total Energies man of the match, but I suspect we know the answer to that.
We know who that is. We know who that is, I think. But then again.
Well, look, the wonderful thing about what we saw from